Hey, good morning, y'all. Wanted to take time to do a quick little video and do a better job of describing the activities that we do here on our property and the different businesses. I did that intro video, but to be honest, I was really nervous and I just feel like I did a crap job of explaining myself and the businesses. So I wanted to take a minute and describe each one of the businesses, but we're going to do it while we're flying a drone over them so you guys can see exactly what each one does and where it's located. So my name is Ryan, and my dad started this business long years ago. He started mining sand back in the early 70s, and so I've literally been digging my whole life. So we're in the sand mining business, then we got into the landfill business, and we're still in the landfill business. But whoever came up with the idea, and this was the best idea that we had as humans who can put people on the moon, the idea was, hey, we got all this trash, let's dig a hole and bury it. And I hate that. And you're not going to hear a landfill owner ever say that, but I don't like it. It's wasteful. So I started several businesses that all have something to do with recycling, trying to keep that material out of the landfill. So what I'm going to do is, it's really windy, but I'm going to attempt to fly the drone around our site, show you each operation from a bird's eye view, and just briefly describe it. And then in the future videos, I'm just going to take the GoPro, glue it to my hard hat, and just let you guys see what we do here every day, and show you each individual business and get more detailed into each one. So like I said, it's super windy. You might get to see a drone crash. I don't know. But anyway, for those of you who have subscribed, we really appreciate it. And for those of you who have not, check this out. If it's something that you might want to hit the subscribe button, then do so. Hit that little bell down there too, and it'll notify you when we put new videos out. Because I want to start pumping out a lot more. This YouTube thing has been pretty cool. It's fun to do, but it's also, I can show people how we recycle, and maybe it'll encourage others to do so too. And plus, it's pretty cool because it's like a documentary, and my kids want to look back one day and, hey, I didn't know Dad did that. So we're just having fun with it. But we do appreciate you guys, and so hey, let's go fly and see if we can stay airborne. And thanks again. All right, let's see if we can take off in this wind. Might be a short flight. We might crash immediately. I don't know. There we go. Going up. Go ahead and get on up high away from the truck so we don't smash into it. So that's us. That's where we're sitting right now. You can see the wind blowing pretty good, and then we'll go ahead and keep on taking it up so that y'all get a real good bird's eye view of where we're sitting in reference to all the other activities. And that thing's really blowing me. I'll fight back, push against the wind. So that what you're seeing now, we're sitting on top of a closed section of the landfill. It's already been filled and capped and planted. We'll be back on top of it one day, but no time soon. And hopefully, if we increase our recycling efforts, we won't be back on up here for a long time. But so here's the landfill. Obviously, this is the active cell. You see the compactor down there just crushing and compacting the trash. Did a short video on that a while back if you want to check that out, of me running it one day. You kind of see the excavator there in the bottom right corner. That thing has a magnet on it, and so every load gets magged when it comes in, and we pull out all the metal, and then of course it'll go be sold as scrap and turned into new metal. You see a couple dumpsters full of metal, one of tires there. We can't take tires. So that's pretty much the landfill operation there. You can see the fresh dirt down there. We have to cover the trash quite regular, just to keep it from blowing around, and makes it look better too. So you can see that they just put some of that down. And that dirt came from right over here. There we go. So we are currently we're digging to make more room for trash. Unfortunately, we have to put it somewhere because we can't recycle every bit of it yet. maybe one day. But so that's what those guys are doing. And that sand will be taken to the wash plant, which I'll show you in a second. And it'll be screened and washed, and then it'll be sent to the ready mix concrete guys, and they will put it in their process and turn it into ready mix concrete. But really pretty sand right there. We had mountains of this stuff, I mean like huge mountains of it. So we had to find a method to get it out of our way, and that's what we decided to do, was build a plant, which is over that direction, but we'll fly over it here in a second. Good bit of traffic this morning. This is a busy little site. It's small, but it's busy. And we're about to fly over the first business I started, which is called Gringo Recycling. What we do here is take wood waste and we grind it and color it and turn it into decorative mulch. You can see a red right below us. Looks like that's black and brown over there. And so that's sold to landscape supply yards, and we take it to our own landscape supply yard as well that we're building currently, which there's a video of that, but I want to show more of that too in the future. But what wood doesn't go into the mulch goes into the composting process, and there's Mark's truck, so he's got to be here somewhere. We'll see if we can find him and buzz him. So all of these rows of material are like grass clippings and manure and logs and all kinds of stuff just ground up. Then what we do, we add microbes to it, these special bugs, microscopic bugs. We put them in every windrow, and they go to town on it. They break it down and turn it into just a really nice, beautiful black soil amendment that's full of natural fertilizer and organic material. Let's see if I can drop that on him. We'll sneak up from behind. Maybe he, oh, never mind. He saw us or heard us. So he's taking the temperature on the windrow right there. He monitors it every day for temperature and moisture. I almost can see the degree, but I bet you it's probably around 150 degrees right now inside that pile, just cooking, as we call it, breaking down. All those bugs working so fast they generate that heat. So he's got quite a few windrows there. Really neat operation. I'm really passionate about this one. We actually even built a lab, which I'll show you later. Not in this video, but we'll make a separate one. We built a lab so that we can take a look at each bacteria and learn about them and see what their capabilities are and how they differ from the others, and kind of study those a little bit. But what you see right now, what I'm showing you, all of that would have been in the landfill originally, in the past. But we took the risk to invest the money and the time to get it out of the landfill and make something really beneficial with it. So super proud of that. And that was some piles of compost below us too that were finished and screened. There's another pile of sand. Sometimes when we run into special color sand, we'll segregate it out and stack it in a different spot for another use. We're flying now. Man, that wind's pushing me everywhere. Now we're about to go over what's called the heart pond. You can probably see why. It's shaped just like a heart, but it's really the heart of this next operation. So I named this company Full Circle, and you'll see why here in just a little bit. So the sand's brought over to the plant, and then they scoop it up with the big loaders, and it gets screened and it gets washed right there. And in a big pile, and you can see the loader down there now, he's loading a truck. See how low I can go without crashing. But you can see that little plant right there. That's a KPI wash plant. They build some really good equipment, and we'll get a further in-depth look of all that in a future video. Gerald runs that one for us, and you'll get to meet him and see all the equipment that he uses to get the sand like it needs to be for sale. And let's see, the reason. Okay. All right, so the stuff we wash off of it, sorry, I'm trying to fly and talk at the same time. What we're trying to wash off is clay and silt. And the concrete guys don't like that stuff in there because it absorbs a lot of water and then have to add more cement, which is expensive. So we wash it off for them. And hey, there was that truck that was getting loaded down there in the pit a while ago. He just came up and dumped his load, and it'll be pushed over the side. There's some dumpsters we store here on the property. And let's see, what am I going to show you guys next? There's our concrete recycling yard. Looks like he's chopping up a little bit of somewhat wet material, make it easier to go through the crusher when we get ready to crush, which is a pretty awesome process. Definitely got to do a video on that. And so I'd tell you why we call it full circle. We fly over this pond here. This is where the water comes that we're washing the sand with. So all that material that we're washing off comes here, gets deposited. We got to muck it out. We'll take the track hoe up there and sling out all that mud, and it is it's pretty awesome to see, but it is messy. It goes everywhere. Anyway, back to full circle. Reason I call it that is we let this stuff dry, and then we take it right over here, pan up to the landfill, and we use that as cover. So we cover the trash with the stuff we washed off of the sand. So that helps with the whole full circle theme. And then, inevitably when the concrete guys go take the concrete to a job, they have to, they have a certain amount, but they always have some left over. And so they bring that to us, and we'll put that in the forms, which are below me. Let me see if I can pan down. Right there. So there's the forms. So the unused concrete we'll dump in there, let it harden overnight, and then we will take it out of the forms the next morning, and you've got retaining wall blocks. So no waste there either. And the funny part is our sand that we sell to the concrete company actually comes back to us in concrete form, and so we get to use it again. Can't get a whole lot more full circle than that. But that's the whole theme of this whole place. Every business, providing a service and a beneficial form of recycling that helps the next. So it's a pretty cool little operation here. Can't wait to show you guys the more detail about each one. There's so much going on, so many moving parts. I think it'll be a lot of fun though. And so you see some greenhouses up in the distance, those two white structures. That's where we grow plants. And we use the compost that Mark makes for us to grow our plants in. Then the plants are taken down to our garden center, which is called Grassroots. And we'll show you a whole lot more about that business in videos to come. But the plants will go down there, and then they'll be sold. So really trying to make things just tie together and be as sustainable as possible. Zoom around here, get a little bit more altitude, and I guess that's about it. Hope that was a little more descriptive than my first video. I feel like it was, and hope you guys will stay tuned to see each business in more detail. And we have a lot of fun here. We got some cool guys that work for us. We cut up a lot, and we'll play here on the weekend. We ride razors, and we'll light stuff on fire and blow things up, and we're just really big kids with big toys. So you gotta have some fun too. You can't work all the time. So let me see if I can get back to the truck here without crashing, and I'm gonna shut up now because I've been talking a lot and I don't want to crash because I'm talking at the same time. So hey, appreciate you guys. Hit the like and subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment. We love any kind of comment, so negative, positive, whatever. Let us know what you want to see, and hey, we thank you. All right, I'm out of here. Let me land this thing.